here today at Crown and Glory HQ. Welcome. I was going to do a Google Hangout. I just wanted to do like a little introduction to me and the brand and answer some kind of very general questions to kind of kick off our new YouTube channel, but I chickened out because it's really scary and I'm not used to video and I don't really know how to work it. So that's where we'll move forward with this sort of thing, but I'm just going to film this on my computer and I won't edit it, so warts and all. And yeah, we're just going to do a little introduction and take some questions. So I was really inspired to do this sort of thing by my friend Garrett, who is she's just started doing Google Hangouts based around her radical self-love project. You guys, she's done like 2 now and they've been so fun. You should totally check them out. But I just kind of thought that it would be a nice way for for you guys to just kind of, I don't know, see a little bit more about the person behind the brand, and I guess, you know, it's a bit more real than some lovely staged photographs and, you know, a edited blog post. I'm still going to do those things as well, but I just thought this might be nice, so I hope you agree. And yeah, so let's kick off. So my name's Sophie, for those of you who don't know. Hi. And I am the founder of Crown and Glory Hair Accessories. Yeah, so for you, I don't know why you would be watching this if you didn't know who our brand were, but you know, if you're not, Crown and Glory Hair Accessories does what it says on the tin. We design and manufacture hair accessories here in Cornwall, right in this office actually, which is based in, you know, it's in the UK, Cornwall, obviously. Oh god, I mean my geography's bad, but hopefully yours is better than that. And yes, so we've been running for 3 years now? Yeah, 3 years. And it was a hobby of mine that started off, and yeah, now it's my full-time employment. We've got international stockists. Our pieces have been seen in kind of every major fashion publication in the UK. Got a collaboration with one of the world's biggest wedding bloggers. Yeah, not bad for, you know, for something that just kind of started as a hobby, really. Yeah, if someone had said to me like 3 years ago, oh yeah, by the way, this is where you'd be today, I would never have believed them, because it just wasn't the plan. It was, you know, I'd never kind of, I just never thought that even I could earn, you know, make a living from it, let alone other people. So yes, I guess it kind of, I'll tell you our story really. So yeah, as I said, it kicked off in 2011 as a hobby. I was in my last year of university, studying photography, and, you know, kind of was the eternally skint student, like, you know, same old story, and just really liked to be able to have like new accessories and things all the time, and I've always liked, you know, wearing stuff in my hair. I used to like raid the kids sections in like H&M and Claire's accessories and stuff like that, and I just wanted something that was just a little bit, it's just a bit bigger and a bit kind of more flamboyant, a bit more statement, and that sort of thing just wasn't available on the high street 3.5, 4 years ago. Etsy wasn't really around then as well. I think it probably was around, but I just wasn't aware of it, so it hadn't really hit in the UK as much. And yeah, so they say that if you want a job doing, you should, you know, doing well, you should do it yourself. So I think my first piece was a hand-painted feather butterfly headband. And yeah, I just kind of tried it, and yeah. So, excuse me for drinking. And while I was at university, or when we were kind of graduating university, a friend of mine was selling jewellery in a website. I'm going to take my glasses off because look at the glare. I mean, they're cute, right? But, you know. Okay, I can't really see now, so apologies if I'm squinting. Yeah, so my friend of mine at university was selling jewellery, and she just encouraged me to kind of set up a little online shop, because it kind of, you know, I've been wearing things out and people have been saying, oh, where did you get that from? A couple of friends had asked me to make stuff for weddings and things like that, and so she said, well, you know, give it a go. It's a relatively low cost way to, you know, to set up. And the rest, they say, is history. I will be eternally grateful to her for encouraging me with that. You know, Louise, love you. So yes, that was 2011. carried on as, you know, the business part-time for several, sort of another 18 months. But during that time, kind of growing the client base, getting new designs out, doing shoots, found ourselves a couple of little stockists, which was lovely as well. But it just got to the point where I was working in a job that I didn't really enjoy. I was lucky enough when I graduated to get a graduate placement somewhere, and I was really lucky because I know what the job market is like out there at the moment, but it just wasn't for me. The place, you know, the role wasn't right, it wasn't suited, and I really hated it. So Crown and Glory kind of kept me sane. I'd come home of an evening and do things that didn't make me want to kill myself with boredom. And the same on weekends, but it kind of got to the point where I was having to kind of turn down orders and custom orders and things like that, and I just wasn't really, you know, I was just so busy that I just kind of thought, okay, well maybe I don't need to work. Maybe, you know, maybe I could be self-employed. Like, it's not really something that I'd ever kind of considered. But kind of did some research and thought, well, do you know what? I don't have children, I don't have a mortgage. Yes, I've got bills to pay like everyone else, but if I don't have a go now, then I never will. So yes, I tried to hand my notice in at work, and I'm really pleased that they actually sort of said to me, okay, great idea, but will you please consider going part-time? And I'm so glad that they gave me that opportunity, because I probably would have fallen flat on my arse within about 6 months. So yes, that's my first tip for the day, is try and go part-time first. And yeah, so I went part-time for a little while and kind of cut back, you know, down from like 3 days a week working there to 2 to 1 to half, and then none. And I was very lucky to have that opportunity, and, you know, I can't ever kind of not give that to them, really, that they really helped me in that kind of respect. And then I went fully full time in late summer 2012. So I guess, I mean, I don't really have a story to compare it to, but I guess while it felt like a complete millennia, I get, you know, that's not a huge amount of time to go from like employed to completely self-employed. But it was, you know, it was a transition that I was really pleased to be able to take. In 2012, I was also hired to, strange story, I was also hired by the high street fashion chain Oasis to custom make headbands live from their Oxford Street window for Vogue's Fashions Night Out party. Yeah, I'll let you have a moment to digest that as well, because that's pretty much what I did when I took the phone call. I went, what? But it was the most amazing and also surreal experience of my career to date. It was, yeah, we had a queue of like 150 people. There were tourists taking photos of me in the window. It was just amazing. It was so cool. And then later on that year as well, we provided the accessories at the Spring Summer 13 show for Danilo Gabrielli, who's an Italian designer. It was the House of Evolution for London Fashion Week. Childhood dream come true. Like, sitting front row at a catwalk show at London Fashion Week, it blew my tiny little mind. So yes, that was ace, and so that was late in 2012. And all the while, you know, we're growing the brand by doing new collections and finding new stockists and getting press and and getting support from bloggers. And so it's all kind of, you know, it's been like a slow build, which has been really good. Can't see a thing. Okay. In May of last year, my partner Garrett, my sort of real life partner Garrett, came on board. We've put the full story up on the blog, so I'll put the link in if you want to read it completely. But he was made redundant from his job that, again, he wasn't that fussed by, but it was a big shock because he was given like 4 days notice or something ridiculous. And but at the same time, I needed someone to come into the business. I was working flat out in the business without being able to work on the business. And so while he was looking for a job, he was helping out and packaging, and I mean, he's helped out from the start, and pulled ideas, so it just made sense. Like, but it has been scary, kind of having the business be both of our main income. But yeah, we just, again, kind of like when I figured I'd give it a proper go, you've got to try things, I think, because what's the worst that can happen? As long as you're sensible about it and you kind of give yourself some goals and some things that you want to achieve within a certain amount of time for, you know, for your situation, and you're not just kind of blindly plodding along going, it'll all be fine, head in the clouds kind of thing, then I think, you know, give these things a go, and if they don't work, you tried it. Summer last year we launched the range with Kat from Rock and Roll Bride, which was an amazing collaboration. I had so much fun doing it. And so we've done a range of very alternative bridal accessories, because we were both just so bored of seeing, you know, pearl laden, diamond-y encrusted stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, like, but there's just so much of it out there, and we hadn't really seen anything that was really fun and really just really playful and frivolous, and yeah, we just kind of thought that we'd bring both of our personalities together and design a range together, and it's been pretty successful, so yeah. So that was fun. So there's, in that range there are loads of different animal ears and florals and glitter and gems. There's glitter ombre bows, like huge massive things. Actually, you can see them all on the website. Yeah, loud and proud is basically our motto. Or actually our official motto is accessories for girls who believe, no, headpieces for girls that believe that subtle accessories are a waste of everyone's time. TM. And then in November of last year, we launched our range on Not on the High Street, which was a big milestone for us because something that had been really, you know, it's been in the business plan for a long time. And that's gone really well. It's a really wonderful platform to be able to be on. Yeah, just gonna take a drink. And so, oh, the glare on my glasses is a bit weird. Do you like my new glasses, by the way? I literally just picked them up today. Kind of side note, I, at the grand old age of 26, have cataracts in both eyes, and my last optician's test, apparently my cataracts in my right eye have really changed, so they've had to like make my glasses literally granny thick. I mean, apparently that's even thin, but yeah. So yeah, anyway. Oh well. I'm sure I can do something about it one day. Okay, back to the point. So we're now in 2014 and we've got loads of plans for this year. We will obviously be launching some new collections. Kind of under wraps right now, you know, got to keep a little bit hidden. But we are focusing a lot on wholesale. We've got a lot of we've got a lot of stockists across the globe, which is like, it blows my mind that we've got, you know, people in Dubai, Japan, Poland, Middle East that stock our stuff. Like, what? We've just secured a stockist in America as well, so that's really exciting. We really want to get one in Australia, so if you run an Australian boutique, then call me up. But yeah, so we've got a plan to really wholesale, because I just think that's going to grow the business. And it's not something that we've really pushed so far. We've been lucky enough that all of our stockists have come to us. So yeah, so that's a plan for 2014. Also, another thing is to launch this YouTube channel, woo! Which obviously I'm doing right now. So another plan for 2014 as well is we really want to secure a major retailer. We've got a collection in mind that is kind of more high-end and luxe and couture than what we currently do. And yeah, so I'm putting it on video, put the pressure on. To secure a pretty major retailer for that collection. I think it's, I don't think you guys would have seen anything like it before. So fingers crossed for that one. It's going to be an interesting journey, and of course I'll share it all with you on the blog, because, you know, if I can learn from stuff, then hopefully you can too. Also for 2014, we are definitely 100% gonna get a new website, because I currently hate our one. So if you guys have got any like things that you'd like to see on there, or things that you'd like to see changed that would make maybe your shopping experience easier, then please don't hesitate to let me know. Yeah, you can just drop me an email or a tweet or whatever. And yeah, we're going to hopefully get that done before like the high summer collection comes out. But I've got a lot that I want changing, so my poor web designer. I'm just looking at my plan for this year. I should probably know all this off the top of my head, but it's filled with useless crap, really, like song lyrics. We also want to do a exclusive kids range. You've heard it here first, for Not on the High Street. Just because I think that's their audience, but we obviously want to keep it. We're not just going to make like any old stuff just to kind of that fits in with their audience. We're going to keep Crown and Glory. We're going to keep our essence and fun and just silliness. So, but we're going to kind of style it around kids. So, if you've got some little ones that you want bedecked in Crown and Glory, then you'll be able to have that for them. And that's going to keep me busy for a little while, I think. I mean, obviously it's really important to have a plan, and this should extend to your day, your week, your month, your year, 5 years, blah, blah, blah. But I also think it's really important to have some room for manoeuvre and some room to react to opportunities that might come your way. For example, the Rock and Roll Bride collection was not actually, it wasn't really a plan until I kind of went, oh, hang on. I remember Kat, and how that came about was that I remember reading in an article of Kat's about how she was kind of a little bit jealous of all of her creative friends because she felt like she had like a really creative brain, but just, I think she calls herself cack-handed or something, and just can't express it in ways that are apart from her writing. And she's this was quite an honest and candid article where she said she was honest about the fact that she was a little bit jealous of her friends, and I kind of just emailed her off the cuff, not really expecting it to go anywhere, and said, hey, so that creative energy you want to unleash, why don't we do a collection together? And she said yes. So but that was never in the big plan. I mean, it was still a considered decision because last year we were really kind of starting to take off with bridal. We were getting more and more inquiries from brides, so it was it wasn't just completely random, but it wasn't something that I'd planned in, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think it's really important to make sure you've got some room for manoeuvre. And again, I'm waffling. So I think I'm gonna go to some questions, and I've already taken some on Twitter, so bear with me a moment. Lindsay, Miss West End girl, my babe, she says, what's been your favourite piece to design? Well, I can't have favourites, they're like my children, that would be really mean. But I did an interview with the Bespoke Bride girls recently, and Jess put it to me like, okay, if your entire house was on fire and you can only grab one piece to then build your business up again, what would it be? Heaven forbid that never happens by the way. But, and I think it'd have to be the Liberace ears from the Rock and Roll Bride collection, because it was one of those designs. It was one of the designs that we kind of had, that wasn't kind of in the initial brief, and it just kind of came to me. Perhaps late at night after maybe a glass of wine. I think that was about it. But I remember being kind of nervous to take it to Kat because I thought she was going to think I was mental. Why would people want completely bejewelled ears, especially the bunny ones that are really big? But no, she loved it. I think she gasped a little bit and smiled and giggled, and yeah, good reaction. And it's turned into one of our best sellers. So yeah, I think that's been my favourite piece if I had to pick one. But don't tell the others; they'll get jealous. Stephanie from Stephanie Dreams, another one of my babes, says to me, what's an average day like at Crown and Glory? Okay, there isn't, I mean, there are average days, but then there are completely unaverage days as well. But usually if we are, if we don't have anything special on like a shoot or a event or anything like that, if we're just focusing on getting through the day and getting the website orders out, I will come into the office about 8. In fact, both me and Garrett come in about 8. So I'm just going to drink out of my skull cup. Yeah, come in the office about 8, process whatever orders have come in overnight, so that means like printing them off and and checking them against the inventory. The majority of our stuff is literally made to order. I know it says made to order on the site, but I don't think people realise that it's literally you order it, we make it, because it just works well for us that way, that we're not having a lot of money in kind of dead stock that's just sat around. And you especially with like new collections, you never really know which pieces are going to completely go off the shelves. So I wouldn't want to spend, you know, it would be quite a waste of time to make 50 of everything, for example. That would take a long time, and it wouldn't really work for us now. It's something that we want to move into, but yeah, for the moment that's not kind of the plan. So yeah, we will make the orders, and that will take kind of like all morning. Have some lunch. We tend to, yeah, we try and have lunch out of the office, because I just think it's really important to get yourself out of the space for a little bit. Same as if you work in if you work for someone, you want to have a lunch break, which is usually me spending it on Twitter, to be perfectly honest with you. And yeah, in the afternoon then we'll process the orders, which involves packaging them all pretty and passing them up, taking them, putting them in the post office bags, and then taking them to the post office. We currently have got an account with Royal Mail, so it means I don't have to stand in a massive queue in the post office anymore, which everyone that stands behind me is grateful for too. Yeah, come back, do some, and that takes to about 4 o'clock. Come back, do some admin. Generally waste a lot of time online. Researching, definitely just researching. And that's kind of the average day. That's maybe 3 days a week. The other 2 will be spent, preparing for future events, doing admin, designing. It's probably more than 2 days a week. It's probably more like 3 or 4, depending on what the weekends are like. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight. Now you can see what my surroundings are as well. This is my lovely office. I'll probably do like a proper tour one time, but it's a little bit messy at the moment. Okay, Rebecca Tan on Twitter says, what do most people not realise about Crown and Glory? Kind of need Garrett for this really, because I guess most people don't realise that the majority of their pieces are made by a bearded Welsh 6 foot something stocky rugby player. Yeah, picture that in your mind. Yeah, he's heading up our production at the moment, which leaves me free to do custom. I mean, I still produce some stuff, but it leaves me free to do custom orders and admin and processing and social media and PR and all that other stuff. But yes, his hands are far more meticulous than mine, to be perfectly honest with you. Since he came on in May, he has just improved the quality of stuff like so much. I mean, I'm not saying bad quality before, I hope you agree. But our returns rate has like completely, it wasn't high anyway, but it's virtually non-existent since he came on. So, and he's also able to kind of look at things just a little bit more objectively and kind of save us a bit of money with how we kind of cut out fabric and stuff like that as well. So him coming on board and doing production has just been like although the most illogical thing. Why would a bearded Welsh stocky rugby player be covered in glitter every day? But hey, sometimes some of the craziest stuff works well, so yeah, it works for us. So those were questions I had a little while ago. Let's see if we've got any. And like I said, I'm going to try and build up to doing these kinds of things on Google Hangout, and I'll like plan it maybe a week or so in advance so you guys hopefully want to take part. Okay, Kaylee Mermaidens. Oh, we love Kaylee, she's so cute. When did you start Crown and Glory? I think I've covered that, but it was a hobby in 2010, and then I sort of, business started properly selling in 2011. So yeah, I think that kind of answers that. Oh, this is a good one. Tilly, which is who is at Tilly K Johnson on Twitter. What inspires you when you're having a bit of a bad day? Of course, like no matter what you do, I think even if you were a personal shopper for a living, I mean, that would be the dream job, right? Everyone has bad days, even if, no matter how much you love what you do. I'm not going to sit here and go, I never have a bad day. I absolutely love every single day. Some days are really crap. Like, it's hard working for yourself. You know, you're constantly fighting with your own inner demons as well. And until Garrett came on, there wasn't really anyone to talk to, and then he's still so into the business that sometimes even kind of talking to him about problems isn't really helpful. But what inspires me when we're having a bad day is, well, I've got this like massive wall of like all our press and stuff behind us that, yeah, I make sure I just celebrate our successes. I think, especially when you're a small business owner, you can kind of get really caught up in the day-to-day and how busy everything is, and just kind of forget and kind of go, oh yeah, nice bit of press, and then just kind of chuck it to one side and kind of forget about it. But no, you need to, this is what you're working for, you know, like you need to really celebrate it and really take that time to go, yeah, damn straight, I did well. You know, and that can be press, or that can be your sales, or that can be maybe you've got like a new country on your corkboard mat. Oh, you can't really see it, the door's shut, but yeah, that's a corkboard mat, and you can like pin in where our orders are, apart from I kind of forget sometimes, but yeah, I try to remember. So yeah, stuff like that. If I'm having a bad day, then I kind of just try and remind myself of the good days, you know? And if it's really not working, like, I'm not gonna kind of lie to you guys, I've really struggled to design the Spring Summer 14 collection. It started to come together, but it's later than I would have liked. But I just don't think you can kind of force it sometimes. So if I'm having a really bad day, then I'll just get out of the office and get some fresh air, go for a walk, you know, even if it's just an hour, and go and take myself off for a coffee, you know, in a coffee shop in town or something. I think just kind of resetting your environment and trying to therefore kind of reset your mood can really help. So hopefully that will help you as well. Got any more? No. Okay. Well, hopefully that has answered a few questions for you guys. If you've got any more, then please tweet me. We are at crownandglory_ on Twitter. Same on Instagram. You can Facebook us as well, or send me an email, which I'll put on the links below. So yeah, if you've got any questions that you'd like for our next Q&A, I will probably not do an introduction again as such. I will probably structure it a little bit more. But obviously I will let you guys know on Twitter and stuff. So yes, thank you so much for watching. This is kind of, the YouTube channel is quite of a new thing for us. So if there's any kind of videos that you'd like to see, then please do let me know, because I'm properly going to go for it from you guys. Like, I've got some ideas obviously, but I'm going to just take the lead from what people want. So, which makes sense, doesn't it, really? I'm not going to sit here and film stuff that people don't want. Anyway, awkward. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!